Hello everyone! So today we're going to be having some fun painting abstract shapes. So you can follow along with me. I kind of slowed the video down just a tad bit, so that way you can, or you can do something on your own, or you can just watch this and then go try something on your own. So I like to choose a color palette first, and then begin painting, but you know, whatever floats your boat, whatever you feel works best for you. I do normally like to choose about 3 colors. I feel like that's a good amount, not too busy, not too flat. And then just take a minute and think about some shapes that inspire you. You can choose regular shapes like circles and squares, or you can just make up your own shapes altogether, or you can mix those together and create a composition that way. So this is all the stuff that I use. So I use acrylic gouache for this. I use burnt sienna, Naples Yellow, a nice iridescent gold, and a deep Mars black. So starting out, I kind of created like a bridge shape. You know, I don't think too much about it when I'm doing it. I just kind of like to do whatever comes out of me, and you'll find that when you're doing abstract painting, certain things just kind of are like your signature. They're things that you normally just kind of stick to. So for me, it's lines and circles, as you'll see. I really enjoyed this bottom shape that I created. I added just a little bit more water to the brush and kind of just dragged it across horizontally. Creates a little bit of depth because it's such a thick shape. It looks almost like you're looking into the scene. Kind of creates like land. And then here I'm using the Naples Yellow mixed with the iridescent gold. I didn't want to use too much iridescent gold because I wanted to give that kind of like sparkly vibe, but not too much, because that's not entirely the vibe that we're going for. So if you've never used gouache before, I always like to say it's kind of like acrylic and watercolor had a baby and created this wonderful product that it still maintains the richness of acrylic, but it has all the workability of watercolor. And you can kind of make it what you want it to be. So you can mix it with lots of water, make it like watercolor, or you can make it super thick and it'll be more like acrylic. So if you've noticed on the right hand side, I got a little bit of yellow on the page, but I always say to work with your mistakes, so don't be scared to make mistakes, because now I had the idea to throw a little bit of paint at it, and the paint splatter can add a lot more interest to a abstract painting. So I'm using kind of like a thicker brush, and I'm just mixing lots of water with lots of paint, and then just kind of mix it until you get the right ratio, and then practice a few flicks onto your paper towel or another piece of paper next to you, and then you can go ahead and just flick it in the area that you feel like you want to on your painting, and it creates some interesting splatters. And now I'm just adding a little bit more black, or a little bit of black, just to give it some depth. I really love using black lines. This is kind of one of the things that I like to do in my paintings, kind of like my signature. Like I said, you'll find some shapes that you gravitate towards, and that's kind of something that I think gives your paintings like your personal mark without actually putting your personal mark on it. So I also like to save my paint caps and use them as like stamps. I love circles. I don't know why, but circles are my favorite shape. So this is our painting. We finished, or if you're following along and created your own painting, then congrats. Or if you're just watching this, then I hope that you feel inspired to go create a painting of your own. Just remember not to think too much about it, and just to allow it to be a time of healing for you. Take 10-15 minutes and just let your imagination run wild and create fun abstract shapes, and don't be too hard on yourself. It's all about having fun. and just kind of also learning a little bit more about how to create composition. It can be a really good practice for that if you're learning in your own art practice, maybe how to create better composition, or even working on backgrounds. That's kind of how I started, is I wanted to create better composition and the backgrounds of my paintings, and then I just fell in love with abstract painting in general. Thanks guys, have a great day, bye.